What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be covering a shoulder workout, and I'm going to run you through how I train shoulders. Now with shoulders, there are three main parts of the shoulder you want to hit: the front delt, the medial delt, and the rear delt. And a lot of people get this confused because they do a lot of maybe front raises, or they do lots of rear delt stuff and not enough medial delt. People get it so wrong, and I got it so wrong for a long period of time. So I'm going to actually show you the 5 exercises that I do today, and I basically just repeat these every single week. There are a few variations that you can do, but what I want you to learn are the key principles of the parts of the shoulder that I'm hitting, because if you want to have rounded shoulders, you want to hit the front, the medial, and the rear delt, and that's what I'm going to run through with you today. So the first exercise we're going to do is a dumbbell shoulder press. Now, the reason why I like this is for a few main reasons. Number one, it hits a lot of the front delt, and also it's going to ensure that you hit the triceps as well. Now, with front delts, a lot of people are I need to do loads of accessories, I need to do loads of stuff to hit my front delt. But when you're training, doing incline bench, when you're doing any kind of pressing movement which has a little bit of an incline, you're going to be hitting your front delt and your shoulders as well, even with a flat barbell bench press too. So you actually don't need to do that much volume on your front delt, because it's getting hit in a lot of your chest exercises that you do. However, if you are to do a compound that's going to hit the front and a bit of the medial delt, I recommend the dumbbell shoulder press, and I'm going to run you through how to do this now. Cool, so once you're set up on the bench like this, you just basically want to use your knees to drive the dumbbells up to get into position. So you come up like this, and then you come up. Now, a lot of big mistake people make is they come out and they flare their elbows too much. They're out wide, and it's just not comfortable pressing like that. What you want to do is at the top, you want to bring dumbbells like this, just rotate them a little bit inwards, and as you come down, you're going to be pressing with a much better angle, and your elbows are not going to be flared. That's going to allow you to press a lot harder. It's going to save your shoulder health, and it's just going to ensure that you can do this movement correctly. Now, a big mistake as well people make is they touch their dumbbells at the top. Don't do that. Come down, get to a good position, drive back up, and keep the tension on the shoulder. That's how you're going to grow your delts, and that's how you're going to build muscle. So that's exercise number 1, and that's dumbbell shoulder press. So the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to hit the medial delt, and we're going to hit a dumbbell lateral raise. Now, when people want to get these cap shoulders that look really good, and you look like The Rock or Oliver Anwar, whichever one you want to look like, what you want to ensure is that you hit this medial delt, because that's how you're going to get their shoulders popping out. And a lot of this comes from lateral raises. You can do these with dumbbells, you can do them with a cable, but what I'm going to show you right now is how to do them with a dumbbell. But a lot of people do this wrong. So I'm going to show you right now how we get the form correct so you can get the best bang for your buck with this movement. So with a dumbbell lateral raise, people get this exercise wrong. So a lot of people just come out randomly like this, but to actually get the best engagement with your shoulder, you kind of want to have your positioning a little bit better. So there are 2 ways that you can get this positioning done. Number 1 is you can think of tipping out milk. So as you come up, you bring the dumbbells like this, as if you're tipping milk out of the dumbbells, right? So like this, and that can work really well. Now for other people, that doesn't really work. So what you can do is squeeze your pinky at the top, and what that's gonna do is twist your arms into the right position. So you come up here, squeeze your pinky, and then back down. Squeeze your pinky, and then back down. Another thing people get worried about is lifting the dumbbells up too high. The shoulders are a ball and socket joint, so if you wanna go as high as this to come back down, that's absolutely fine. You're just going to get a better stretch, but you just want to ensure you do it safely and don't do it too heavy weight. So the cues here are coming out, tip the milk out, come up high, and then back down. Squeeze your pinky, up high, and then come back down. Now as you progress on that movement, that's really going to build your medial delt, and that's the dumbbell lateral raise. So next exercise we're going to do is a cable lateral raise. Now the reason why I'm doing 2 lots of kind of lateral raises and medial delt exercises is because to build your shoulders, like I said, you want to be able to ensure that you're hitting this part of the shoulder to get that 3D look. So I really like this one is because it keeps the tension on the shoulder all the time with the cable, and with the right angle, which I'm going to show you now, you're actually going to be able to get a better range of motion as well and really feel it in the medial delt. So I'm going to run through how to do this now. So you want to set up on the cable like this, and with the cable machine, you actually want to put your hand on here. Now, one thing that you can do is actually come down and lean down here. What this is just going to allow you to do is get a better angle and more range of motion to get a stretch on the delt. If you're stood here, the range of motion isn't as good. If you're here, you're going to get much better range. So keep your hand locked in like this. And the same with that other movement. We just want to focus on squeezing the pinky or pouring the milk out at the top as we come up, and then back down. And again, you don't have to worry about going too high. It's a ball and socket joint at the end of the day. So we come up, feel the stretch in the delt, and then come back down. Coming up, I'm feeling the stretch in the delt. As you can see, I'm lent a little bit, holding on to this, right? And that's just allowing me to have a better range of motion with this movement. So now we do the other arm to keep things nice and even. coming out here with a little stretch, and then back down. Stretch, and then back down. Turning that pinky and squeezing that pinky, pouring the milk out as we come up. And that's how we do it. So that's how you do a cable lateral raise correctly. So the next exercise we're going to do is a dumbbell rear delt fly. Now what this is going to do is build your rear delts and the back part of your shoulder. The reason why I like doing this with dumbbells and do it seated, especially this movement, is you can stop cheating, okay? And a lot of people cheat on this movement. So the way we want to come down is use a bench, and you can sit either at the end or you can sit like I am. Now with this, you want to put the dumbbells under your legs, and the way that you get the best from this movement is keeping your chest as much as you can onto your thighs, because this is a big mistake people make, right? They do this exercise and they're coming up like this, right? Completely cheating, and they're basically just like using their back and lots of other muscles, which is not useful. We want to keep our chest as much as we can on our thighs, and then come up like this, and keep that chest locked, and bring these dumbbells up as high as possible. Now, even with a light weight, this is killing me. Oh, this is a killer. But that's really how you get the most bang for your buck for this movement. You're really going to feel this in the rear delt as well. And I like to do this with a little bit higher reps. The reason being is because the rear delt's such a small muscle, so if you can get the form right and you do it with the higher reps, you're just going to hit this muscle a lot easier because it's smaller, and you're going to see the best gains from it as well. So that is the rear delt fly with dumbbells. Next exercise we're going to do is a cable face pull. The reason why I really like this one is it helps with posture, it's going to help with hitting the rear delts, opening up the chest, and it's just a great movement that everyone should be doing, especially if you sit at a desk, and really hits those rear delts and the upper part of the back really, really well. So the way you can set up, as you can see here, is basically with 2 ropes. The reason why I do this is you're going to get a better range of motion, and it's just going to allow you to externally rotate your shoulders better. So when we look at this, a lot of people make the mistake of doing this, right? They come and do a face pull, and they're like this. Well, that's internal rotation. What we want to focus on is external rotation, so we can hit the rear delts a lot better. So we start with a grip like this, which is a lot easier. We come out, and as we face pull, we want to bring our hands behind our shoulders first. Now that's going to ensure that we can externally rotate and hit the rear delts a lot better. If you come from the back, what you're going to see here is my hands are coming behind my shoulders, and that's going to cause the external rotation, which is then going to allow me to hit the rear delts a lot better. And you don't even need that heavier weight to really feel that with this, because we're doing it correctly. So that's one of the major changes I would make to your face pull, is doing it with 2 ropes or a long rope, and then focusing on having the grip like that, where you can bring your hands back and externally rotate a lot easier. And that's the final exercise. So thank you for watching today's video. Those are the 5 exercises that you should be doing to build your delt. All you need to do is these, really, to ensure that you have strong shoulders. The principles to stick to are: make sure we hit the front delt with some kind of pressing movement, then obviously hit the medial delt with a couple of exercises, and then hit the rear delt with a couple of exercises as well. That's going to allow the right balance of the shoulder, good shoulder health, and ensure that you're strengthened to not only look good and have the 3D delts, but to also actually move well and have longevity with your body. So thank you for watching today's video. See you in the next one.